Okay, you asked Roger.
What question?
About your birds. What's your problem with your birds? You tell him. Come on.
So I have a question.
Are we going to be on camera? Is it rolling?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have
Hold on. Everybody, this is Myko Gonzalez. This is my partner with birds here in the Philippines. You see, I have a very pretty partner here. So, Myko, I heard you had a question for me.
Yeah, I have an African gray that's can't really walk or do anything. It just walks or can't fly. It's because my dad says it's something like with the leg. Will it ever able to fly or no?
Well, I happened to see that bird 2 days ago. I don't think it's ever going to walk. I think there was some kind of a deformity or injury as a young bird, and it's probably never going to walk, and it doesn't look like it's really flying either. So I don't know what the injury was. I didn't examine the bird, but I think it can live a nice life where you have it in the cage, that big cage that you have it in. But I don't think it's ever going to be a bird to breed from, or I don't think it's ever going to normalize in flying or walking.
And a few days ago or a few weeks ago, I was checking in my aviary and I saw one of my pet birds that I think the mother, I saw it headless in there and I have no idea, and then I just saw the mother with blood. Do you know what happened?
Where was the blood on the mother?
What bird?
The budgie, you know, the one there. The blood was here, why?
Well, it was a female bird?
Yeah, yes, yeah.
The only thing I can think of is sometimes if they can have what they call a blood feather, a fresh feather, and if that breaks, sometimes the blood will go around the other feathers. And it could be that maybe she's feeding some babies and maybe a baby pulled out a feather. Or sometimes the female can be a little aggressive with some of the babies, and
I know,
there can be
because the baby's old already and still in the nest.
So it could be that the baby's aggressive, because when your dad puts a different species there and it's bigger than the budgie, it can be very aggressive in its feeding habit. And so, but again, you have to look at it to make sure that's the issue.
I looked at it. That's my only.
You have to look at the baby too. Does the baby have any blood, or just the mother?
It was headless.
Oh, well, if it's headless, then you know what the issue was. Well, that means probably the mother attacked the baby.
Yeah.
Now, no chance of a rodent getting in there?
No. It was like the baby.
He did let a rodent once.
Yeah.
Your
Your dad doesn't want to talk about that.
You once let 2 snakes inside my aviary. One more, and I'm gonna buy a security guard. I'm gonna pay him.
You're gonna buy what?
I'm gonna buy a security guard because my
Oh,
dad.
security guard.
Because my dad once let a snake inside our aviary.
Oh, yeah, that's not
Very
good.
bad, Daddy.
Yeah.
See?
Well, that's something you have to deal with in the Philippines that we don't deal much with in California. We don't have too many snakes getting into our aviaries. Some places do.
I have a forest, and my dad calls a snake
Not much
forest.
in California.
We don't have problems with snakes in general. Some people do that live in the mountains or something like that. But
Florida.
Florida,
heard-
there's much more, yeah.
I heard,
Alligator, yeah.
I heard in California, because what I heard in California is there's many like rodents.
We have a lot of rats, yeah. We have a lot of rats and mice. And rats can be very dangerous in the aviary.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you have to protect against the rats, and
especially if they tasted one,
well,
they
they're
come back for more.
mice aren't too dangerous. Of course, they can have salmonella and different bacteria, E. coli, but the rats are the smart ones, and they're the ones that can climb up the side. Because if a bird sometimes sleeps on the wire with his feedings, they'll chew the toes off. They can even pull the leg through the wire and kill the bird.
That's
Yeah.
the
Okay.
mice is the problem. Is they breed inside the nest box.
Yeah. That's common here.
That's the problem.
That all comes down to animal husbandry. And I know that the wire that most people get here is 1x1 wire from China. It's a nice wire, but the problem is it's not rodent proof.
Yeah.
So, or not snake proof. So if you can use a smaller gauge wire, like we were talking about the 1/3 wire, that's much better. Although mice can still get through there, but the
Mice.
rats can't get through there.
Yeah, I used the 1/2x2.
That's good. Half by 2, yeah. I like to use 1/2 in general, I like 1/2x3 also for the larger birds. But we don't have a snake problem in Southern California per se. So here you have to guard against the snake. I know Robert, the owner of the aviaries, he was bitten by a cobra one time. So he was lucky it was a dry bite. He stuck his hand in the nest box to check he didn't look first, and the next thing you know, he got bit. And it was a cobra. Very lucky he's alive.
Luckily,
I
nothing
prefer
bite me yet.
Yeah.
I prefer the
Only,
1/2x2 because at least the 1/2x1 usually the tails get messy because when they
It can happen, the tails.
we walk through the
Are you recording?
side. Pag mano-mano yung buntot eh. Kung medyo
I'm
mahaba-haba,
not
medyo na
My fault.
brush.
Is it healthy for the birds to have a cat in the